Hello. Someone here is very excited for this chapter. For this stream, apparently.
Me? No, it's not me. It's not me. 100% not me. What would you tell?
I don't know.
What
I don't know.
would you tell that
It's like 20 minutes. You're going. Woo, ha, ha, hee.
Can we start? Can we start?
Maybe an intro first, and then we start. You think?
Yes.
Who are you?
This is Pixel. This is Pixel. Is gonna be here in a PixelBit. And hi, I'm Ofi. Pukuro des, Ofi des. Hi, we can start. Bye.
You're never this fast in saying who you are. Okay. We can go. You're never this fast. Never happened.
Never happened. This
Never
is just
happened before. A little recap, maybe.
Little recap. After Beato got a really good dressing down from Butler, she decided that she needs to reevaluate what a witch is. And in doing that, she happened to overhear George's thoughts about Shannon and how much he regrets
she apparently wants to revive Shannon for him.
Yes. So they left the guest house in forms of butterflies and flew to the mansion. Yeah.
So, and then, I don't know, this bitch appeared and we don't know what she's gonna do. Something horrible, probably. No winner.
At that time, the cruel new witch could be seen staring at the guest house from a different location.
あと残すは第7、第8の番だけね。あと2人で先代のババアの義理はおしまいだわ。クラウスと夏日を殺す。夫婦仲良くね。
Good couple.
Oh, okay.
標的はどこに？ゲストハウス1階ロビーにて標的2名と後ろ宮エヴァを捕捉。
45 doesn't have the vocal theme like her.
No, she doesn't do nyehe.
She doesn't do anything.
No. She's got the oh my god, we're gonna get caught.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's the flustered one.
Yes.
410データ受領。反魔法力は極めて小。エヴァさえ席を外せばまな板の上のマグロにアワビです。
Tuna and abalone on a chopping board. Okay.
I knew it.
Why do they have a shield going on? For the rain?
No, I think it's just showing that they're using magic of sorts, yes.
Could be.
死体を恥じるしか能のない中古家具どもとは大違いだわね
え。
Even as a kid, she's annoying. God damn it.
シエスタ姉妹またあなたたちの手際を見せてちょうだい
Doing this not at all on purpose in front of the sister,
Exactly.
In front of the stakes.
攻撃準備よ死体はまた運び出してねたっぷり遊んであげるんだから文句はなしよロノベ
はいRonobe, no, not at all.
No,
not like I can stop you.
Please. At that moment, the witch noticed something. It's what as though some present had disappeared.
She noticed George going away?
Was it her imagination?
今何か気配を感じなかった
Huh?
誰か感じた人いる？申し訳ありません。私は何も気づきませんでした。お許しを。
no voice for you. Okay.
ラシファーちゃんは何か気配感じた
For just an instant, Lucifer glanced at Ronove, asking whether she should answer honestly or not. Ronove gave a small nod in response.
いいえ、申し訳ございません。ベアトリーチェ様、私たちは何も。中古家具ゆえ、愚鈍なことをお許しください。
そう。大悪魔のあなたがそう言うなら、きっと私の気のせいなんでしょうね。
Hmm.
The witch persistently stared in the direction the present had disappeared to.
They, both Renove and
Lucifer.
Lucifer, thank you, noticed something definitely, but don't want to tell. Clearly.
That was where the rose garden lay. And beyond that, she could see the mansion's dark silhouette created by lightning. It took quite some time before she pushed her unsatisfied feelings aside, and once again faced the guest house.
Wait, who are we talking about here?
Eva Beatrice.
Ah, okay.
The guest house lobby was wrapped in silence. The strings of tension between Kraus, Natsuhi, and Eva had already loosened, and they were completely worn out, with their minds beginning to waver. Every once in a while, they would stand up and walk around pointlessly, as though fighting their drowsiness.
Thank you for the lurk, Mikan.
Thank you.
大丈夫ですか、エヴァさん。やはり無理をせず休んでいてください。大丈夫だって言ってるわ。
Yeah, sure.
もう大人は私たち3人しかいないのよ。
Mm-hmm.
休んでる暇なんかないわ。
I have a guess. For a thing. I think I think Eva Berisha cannot kill the adult Eva because she would probably die as well. I think they actually share like a body or something like that.
I see.
石にかじりついてでもここを死守するわよ。
If you think about it, Eva Berisha used Eva's life energy for magic, so it could be
Yes,
something like that.
she said that, yes. She spoke bravely, but she couldn't hide her rough breathing. It seemed that the fever, which had been calmer with medicine for a short while, had returned. It was very obvious that Eva's health was not good.
無理はするな。せめて目を閉じていたまえ。もし起こさねばならぬ時は必ず起こしてやるから。
だから平気だって言ってるわ。
She's afraid of sleeping, I think.
放っておいて。
I mean,
I mean,
understandably so.
it's understandable. I'm not saying that she shouldn't.
It seems she was already unwilling to budge. Kraus and Natsuhi realized that even if they talked to her anymore when she was like this, it wouldn't reach her ears. So without saying anything more, they decided to let her be. To Eva right now, even having an argument like that would be burdensome. It would probably be better for her body if she just sat there with her mouth closed. In truth, Eva was just a step away from being beaten down by drowsiness. Perhaps she shot back at them with a temper because she was trying to rouse herself and throw off her sleepiness. The clock would be pointing at 6 in the afternoon very soon. She'd had several snacks to distract herself from her drowsiness, so she didn't feel hungry. But now her lack of sleep made it feel like it was 6 in the morning, not the afternoon. Even supposing that the boat came at precisely 9 a.m. in the morning tomorrow, They still had more than 12 full hours to go.
And it's probably not gonna be like that since there's been the weather is like
Typhoon.
this. Yeah, still. So.
It was an overwhelmingly long stretch of time.
Oh my god, the Umineko fan! Hi Dries, welcome! Yes, we're playing Umineko, it's my first time. The big fan is the one up here. It's Sophie up here. She's very excited for this chapter, apparently. I have no idea what's gonna happen, so...
Oh, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Please enjoy. Please enjoy as much as I am enjoying this. We're gonna observe Pixel's reaction very closely.
I see. Long.
Long. Long.
Long. It's the first thing I thought. Long, man.
Long. Painful. Hot.
Gone through the series 15 times? Buckle up, okay? Thank you. Sorry. Long, painful... dude, okay.
Even the sound of the clock torments my body now. In times like this, when that person puts his hand on my forehead, the fever fades at once. But that person no longer exists.
Why? Are we in the outside layer? Yes, there's the thing.
Or, I would say Eva's thoughts right now.
Ah, it could be. But usually when there's the, you know, the border...
Yeah, it's the outside layer. As Eva's mind grew foggy, she was once again gripped by a deep sadness. She had already cried herself dry. Even so, the sadness of losing her beloved husband had not been exhausted.
私は間違っていたんだわ。
There we go.
Ah, okay.
The new witch and Eva were fundamentally the same being. If Eva talked to her, she would always respond.
私は後ろ宮家の当主の座さえ得られれば、それで満足のはずだった。それがあの黄金の山を見た途端に欲が増えた。
No one had a single doubt about that, Eva. Only you, probably. But okay.
あの黄金の山を独り占めしたい気持ちに駆られた。それは恥じることでも何でもないわ。だって後ろ宮家の当主として当然の権利じゃない。
Oh yeah, feel free to be right back. Don't worry.
他の誰にも黄金のひとかけらだって譲るものかってのよ。私がその誘惑にとらわれたからあなたが生まれてしまったんだわ。あなたは私の少女時代の心であると自分勝手でしかない。私のよこしまな心だわ。
Ah, we noticed, don't worry. We did notice it was like that. It was very clear.
そのあなたが
Yes.
あの黄金の山によって芽生えた私の胸という卵の殻を破り、この世に生まれ出てしまったあなたを産んだのは私の責任。なら私が殺したローザとマリアも、そしてルドルフとキリエと秀吉もあなたの責任ってことになるわ。
Kinda, but that would be a very long and complicated discussion, and that I'm not gonna start right now. But the LDR, everyone got how would you say that? Multiple toads. God, what do you see? When you think something horrible, it is
Intrusive thought.
intrusive thought. Yes, thank you. Everyone got intrusive thought every now and then, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
どうしてうちの人まで殺したのよ。どうして秀 秀吉を殺す気はな。だって、うるさくてしつこかったんだもの。その意味では私たちの。いえ、あなたの責任ね。
What?
あんなのを旦那に選んだあなたの責任だわ。
Of course.
あなたみたいな子供にあの人の良さはわからないわよ。あなた。何よ。私たちは魔法で夢を叶えたのよ。碑文の謎を解いたわ。そして黄金を見つけ、当主の指輪を手にしたわ。すべての夢を叶えきったわ。それがなんで不満なの？それだけがすべての夢なんかじゃないわ。あの人と素敵な人生を歩んで、ジョージに素晴らしい人生を託す。妻として、母として。私にはまだ叶えなければならない夢がたくさんあるのよ。それなのに。それはあなたが大人になってから勝手に増やした夢だわ。
Yes. And?
私たちの夢じゃない。
Of course.
だからあなたは子供なのよ。自分さえ良ければいいの？そうよ。すべて私が悪いのよ。あの時ローザの言うことにどうして私は反抗したの？どうして兄弟みんなに黄金を見つけたと発表できなかったの？すべて私が醜いから。
Well, at least you know.
黄金を独り占めしたくて芽生えさせたよこしまな心があなたを孵化させてしまった。ひどい嫌われようだ。私たちは二人で後ろ宮エヴァなのに。
I personally think that something similar could have happened to any of the sons
siblings?
of the sons and daughter of Kinzo. If they ever found the gold. I mean,
Maybe, but Eva is the one who basically desired it the most. But the longest time. It was her, how can I say it? I was about to say redemption, but it's not redemption.
It's like I understand. It makes sense because it's like the one that wanted the she's like the one that wanted the family head, wanted to be the family head most of all. Because I mean, Kraus doesn't really need to want it because to desire to be the family head because he's already the firstborn. Eva is the secondborn and is like jealous of Kraus, let's say, in many ways. Rosa probably doesn't really care about being the head of the family. She just wants the money more than anything else. Rudolph, same. So, and even Kraus in the end, because we know that he said, well, if the witch would give me the money, I wouldn't say no about giving her the family head. I would
sell her the title. Yes.
I would sell her the title if she gave me money. So,
yes,
the only one that really wanted the title is Eva, if you think about it. The other, they only wanted a lot of money right now.
いいえ、もう違うわ。そしてそれはあなたが言ったのよ。私は後ろ宮エヴァ、そしてあなたは黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェよ。だからもう消えて。魔女なんておとぎ話の中にしか存在できない妄想よ。あなたなんか消えてしまえ。二度と私の前に現れないで。ああ、そう。わかったわ。あなたの前から消えてあげるわ。そして私はもう後ろ宮エヴァじゃない。
Is this the moment where they separate as two different entities?
これからは黄金の魔女でもう好き勝手に遊んでやるんだから。あんたなんて知らない。ヘスでもかんで勝手に死んじゃえば。
Is this the moment where they become two separate entities?
After having a very childlike tantrum, the witch who had once been another Eva vanished. Only Eva was left behind in the darkness. And she questioned herself.
私なの。私があの人を私が殺してしまった
More or
She
less.
could no longer answer the question herself. Fastest click ever.
Oh god, she's
Sorry.
dying. What the heck? Po' di Benagol, Eva.
It seems that Alpha Sleep, she had gotten some saliva caught in her windpipe.
For the people that
just
do
as
not
she
speak
was
Italian, it's an Italian medicine for the throat. Don't worry, it's like a candy for the throat. When you're coughing too much of your throat is sore. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, but you got me off guard. I did not expect that.
No,
so
no,
my brain,
it was
on purpose.
on purpose, of course.
So she was half asleep. She had gotten some saliva caught in her windpipe just as she was dozing off. Eva suddenly started coughing.
大丈夫かエヴァ夏希水を頼む
はい大丈夫だってば
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I'm already coughing my the entirety of my respiratory system outside of my body. Don't worry too much.
ちょっとむせちゃっただけなんだ
A bit.
A pixel bit. Eva pushed away Natsuhi's hand as she tried to rub her back and unsteadily rose to her feet.
顔を洗ってくるわごめんなさいね寝ちゃって戻ってきたらまたコーヒーを入れるわね特に濃い明日の朝まで眠気が来なくなるようなやつを
Student coffee, there we go.
You're sick, drinking coffee. Yeah, not sleeping. The best thing you could do.
頼むゴーダの入れるコーヒーよりお前が入れるコーヒーの方が私の好みに合うか
お世辞でも嬉しいわ
Tell him. Oh wait, is that?
What? A compliment coming from Kraus?
I mean, she's dying. That's probably the only reason.
Eva exited the lobby, heading for the bathroom. Kraus and Natsuhi watched over her frail back.
あなたもあれだけ犬猿の中だったエヴァさんに気を使うこともあるのですね
And it was a mistake, probably.
本来兄とはこういうものではないのかね
ええそれで正しいと思います
エヴァに限らんルドルフにもローザにも私がした兄らしいことといえばそれを王兵に語り彼らをいじ父のようになりたくて私なりに必死だっただがいつもそれは及ばずそのはけ口を彼らに向けてしまった
Thank you for the follow. Knight's Cub. I'll just say Nightzak. Okay, I don't know how to read it probably. I hope I read it right.
しかしそれは言い訳にならんエヴァにもまだ傷が癒えぬほどに深い心の傷を負わせて悔いているが今さらそれを詫びたところでその傷が癒えるわけもない
Am I supposed to feel bad about Kraus after all of this? Because I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, it's just because he's about to die.
今だけでなく
Yeah, I
持ちすぎる
mean...
ことでその気持ちはきっと他の兄弟たちにも伝わりますよ
I only want to say
Yeah,
it's a little bit late for that, but okay.
Especially since two of them are dead
他
already.
の兄弟もエヴァを
There we
残
go.
すのみだからね
もしあなたとあなたのご兄弟が生まれた家がもっともっと普通な楽しい兄弟の関係であったでしょうに
それを言ってはならん エヴァは生涯私を憎み続けるだろう。そしてその資格がある。私はそれを甘んじて受け止めるつもりだ。
あなた
Oh my god, Carl got human feeling. Who would have thought?
すまん。もちろん許さなくていい。
もちろん許さないわ。何を今さら。
What the fuck? Oh, she's listening. Okay.
今すぐへそでも噛んで死んじゃえば。
Is it new?
No, it's the same one from the Sister Sisters.
Ah, yes,
There we
of
go.
course.
45射撃許可治療。射撃曲線再
They're
確
so
認。
cute.
飛行誤差修正。
Even when they're killing people.
410データリンク。
Yes. It's part of their charm.
Of course.
410データ受領。射撃許可確認。にひひひひ。射撃。
Together, the sisters released the magical bowstring that they had readied. What? The beautiful tail trailed behind the gold arrow, and it drew a lovely curve as it flew.
Ah, they're like they have like a huge bow. That's what that is. Okay.
Yes.
It wasn't very
Yes.
clear in my head. I don't know why.
It was just like a gold snake. Whee!
Beam, 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 beam.
It skillfully avoided a group of trees and flew towards the front door of the guest house. Then it flew into the keyhole of the door and snuck into the guest house without any problem at all. The gold snake raced down the hole smoothly, yet as fast as an arrow. Right before it was the door to the lobby. When it flew into the keyhole, Brass and Natsuhi were already. For an instant, Kraus thought he saw a gold-colored sparkle in the keyhole on the door. However, at the same time as he strained his eyes to see what it was, that sparkle bent like a whip and attacked, wrapping itself around the Kraus's neck.
Beam, 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 beam.
Bye. Just looking at it, the gold snake seemed very supple. However, it was as though a wire had tightened around the Kraus's neck. And while that snake choked Kraus, it extended even more and also tightened around Natsuhi's neck. Without even a chance to scream, their eyes bulged as they went into convulsions and then collapsed.
45命中および死亡確認。牽引曲線形成。補正点修正。410へデータリンク。410データ受領。死体牽引開始。2匹も釣れた2匹。
The gold snake began to drag Kraus's and Natsuhi's bodies back. They slipped through the door to the corridor, dragging the bodies, gradually increasing in speed.
How does that work? Well, doesn't really matter.
And rapidly pulled them outside the guest house.
Because I'm questioning it because it's just okay. The strand of light
Close the door.
can go through the closed door because you can enter the keyholes. How does it? How can it may take a body and put it out?
I don't know.
Magic.
So the lobby was silent. Yes, as though nothing had happened. As though Kraus and Natsuhi had not been there since the beginning.
No blood on the floor or anything like that?
They got choked.
Ah. Oh, I thought they were
Yes.
like pierced in the throat or something like that. Not choked.
No. Wrapped around crosses and
Yeah,
nothing's
but
left.
I thought because I was visualizing the thing as more as an arrow
The snake.
than they actually said snake though. So yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Only the sound of the wind and the rain remained, and as if they were playing dumb and pretending to be the only ones there.
ごめんなさい。もう大丈夫よ。
Nah.
今コーヒーを入れるわね。
Yeah.
Eva returned from the bathroom, but no one was in the lobby. Even though they had supposedly been in that sofa until the moment she had choked and gone to the bathroom, they were gone, as if they'd been an illusion from the very beginning.
I didn't mean to click.
It's okay.
二人揃ってどこに行っちゃったの？
It's a new sprite, I think.
The one from earlier, the one
That was a
that
new one.
didn't notice honestly.
One
I was focusing
don't
on the
think I've
writing. I
ever-
didn't really notice that sprite.
Yeah, she extended.
Yeah,
her hand for a
I've
second.
seen it, but not really elaborated
Yeah,
on the
I
thing.
Eva put her hand on the sofa as though acting out a scene from a detective novel. She felt a warmth that meant that they'd been sitting there until a short while ago. Maybe they went to do their rounds or something. For the time being, Eva sat down and waited for their return. Ooh, is it time? There we go.
Ah.
Beato and George could be seen in the parlor of the mansion. George was kneeling near Shannon's body as though praying. His face was serious. There was even a sweat on his forehead. However, Beato was the same. Now that she had handed her name over, most of her previous power had been lost. Of course, she still had more than enough power to be called a witch, but compared to the past, it was a very faint thing.
いいぞ。声をかけるな。手で触れるな。心の声で呼べ。心の手で求め。そなたの強き思いだけ。シャノンの失われた魂。
George kept praying earnestly and silently. He kept frantically yelling inside his heart, trying to call back the soul of the person he loved. He strongly envisioned this soul leaving his body and searching for her as she wandered through the land of the dead. Beata turned that strong force into magical power that supplemented their own magic. This was magic that, in the past, she could have performed easily, without anyone's help. But now, if she didn't rely on someone's assistance, she wouldn't be able to finish the chant, much less succeed.
数百年近くも魔法と反言とはこんなにも辛い魔法であったか。
Ah.
Beata was wearing an even more strained expression than George. It had slipped her mind, but originally, the magic to revive a life was ultimate hidden art. The abnormal thing was her previous magical power, which could be used over and over with a snap of her fingers. So, the heavy burden of her body and mind was, fundamentally speaking, extremely natural.
しかしこやつめの力魔法を知らぬというのにかなりのもの。なるほど。さすがは金蔵の孫といったところか。
The strong energy pouring from George was large enough to act as magical power. At first, Beato thought it must be the blood of Kinzo, the sorcerer.
Wait. Ah.
However, that probably wasn't it. She had a feeling that Butler had already told her what it was. It had been born from the power of George's sadness at the death of the person he loved, and from the way he had tried his hardest throughout his life. From the warm time spent together with Shannon, to the size of the dream they swore to protect in the future. Is it really possible for humans to take life so seriously, even though they only have a single one? It was only natural. To her, a life didn't mean anything more than the difference between the top and the bottom of an Othello piece. If the black represented death, then she thought that all you had to do was flip it over again and make it white.
I think this was go in Japanese, but same concept.
Yes.
Because it's basically the same idea, but yeah.
Yes. However, it was just like that broken vase. To humans in a world without magic, where they cannot return things to their original form, it is very, very natural for them to bet their life and soul.
生死すら自在にする無限の魔女、死の山さえ越えられぬ有限の人間に劣ることもあるというのか。
This time, the witch acknowledged it.
I don't really think I get this one. Isn't unless you can do as she pleases, even with life and death, in fear to limit. Because she mean that an endless wish doesn't really get how important is a life or something like that.
Yes, basically she's saying, she's realizing that if your power is infinite, you can do whatever you want.
You don't realize how much important
are
this
inferior. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah, inferior because you don't realize.
It's like
and you don't have
seeing
that much
something in a macroscopical way and seeing the same thing seen in a macroscopical point of view and in a microscopical point of view.
It was able to hold a magical power that could never reside in witches who didn't understand the value of life. Why does this thing called the Endless Magic exist? Even though I called myself the Endless Witch. Did I forget what the Endless Magic means for 1,000 years? She looked at George's expression again. His surging earnestness was like a lightning bolt. Right now, even if George's body had been burned or smashed by a waterfall, would probably continue to pray for his beloved without minding it, without noticing it. For the first time, she showed respect for that power. So in that instant, all magical resistance was lost, and the enormous power of George's feelings turned into magical energy in its complete form. The vase was very beautiful, rich with history and value. Even as young as I was, it still forced me to take a deep breath when I witnessed its beauty.
Oh, okay, this is Beatrice's past, okay.
Beatrice, yes. But that just made me want to touch it. But the vase easily fell and smashed into pieces, like a bubble that had popped. It felt as though time it possessed a form had been just an illusion. Lives are just that fragile, just that easily lost. I realized that my foolish curiosity had led to something that couldn't be undone. No matter how much I regretted it, no matter how much I apologized, the smashed vase wouldn't return back to its original form. A lost life will not return to normal no matter what happens. I was frightened that, even though my action had been thoughtless and careless, they had stolen away a life that could never be revived again. Then, I pitied the lost life and cried.
Okay.
I was frightened of myself, the one responsible for its loss, and cried even more. I'm sure grandfather will also cry at the loss of his precious vase. I'm sure that all of the people who love grandfather and see him like that will cry. With the loss of a single life, the whole world can be filled with so much sadness. I cried even more at how terrible that was. Beatrice appeared and spoke.
ならばお嬢様、この壺を魔法で蘇らせましょう。それで皆が幸せになれるなら、壺も魔法も精霊、喜んでそのために力を貸し、元の、さあさあ、お嬢様、目を閉じて、私と一緒にお歌を歌いましょう。さあさあ、目を閉じてごらんなさい。そして思い出してごらんなさい。
it's the little poem that Virgilia said that there.
あなたがどんな姿をしていたの、それはきっととてもとても美しい姿。どうか私にあの姿をもう一度見せておくれ。
I don't know why I love these words so much. Those words of power knocked forcefully on the door to the land of the dead. The magic of her old self performed the same forceful knock. However, doing it that way was horribly violent and earned the displeasure of the peaceful sleeping dead. But this time was different. It was very forceful and yet gentle and loving. The dead near the door opened their eyes and called out to the others that there was a voice calling for someone to come back. The sadness of that voice calling from the outside touched the hearts of the dead. And trying to respond as quickly as possible, they searched for Shannon's lost soul. And then they found it. They found the casket in which Shannon was peacefully sleeping. It truly was Shannon's soul, sleeping in the land of the dead. Inside the casket that was covered with rose flowers frozen with frost, she was sleeping in peace. The dead silently lifted that casket up. While at a glance, it looked like a funeral march, but the complete opposite meaning. It was solemn, but filled with joy. The long-forgotten dead were made to remember that they were loved after their deaths. And they were all given a warm sense of peace. Then, as though guided by a warm light from the heavens, Shannon's body floated up out of the casket. The dead watched her go. They squinted at that warm light, offering their respects to this unknown member of the living, who had not lost his love for a person
I didn't mean to
after their
click,
death.
sorry. I saw it stop for a second. At least for me, I saw it stop for a second, and I thought it was, you know, when the error like this appears and it's like half of the phrase. I thought, okay, I'm good. It's not gonna go over.
No, it went over. It's okay. Fortunately, I have the live on the other screen, right?
Yeah. So you can just continue reading that. It's true. It's true. I didn't think about it.
Exactly.
The delay serves something.
Yes.
Okay, we read this already.
Shannon's body was enveloped in the light from the heavens and began to disappear. In the jet-black darkness of the land of the dead, the faint flickering of gold butterflies could be seen. It reminded them of the gentle stars in the night sky, which had long forgotten.
Okay, so basically, it's like the way Beatrice was reviving people was more like dragging the soul from the land of the dead out forcefully. This time, it's like they were coming back on their own will or something like that.
They responded, yes. They asked and they responded.
Yeah.
George remembered being told that he must not say anything, and he hurriedly covered his mouth. However, it felt like his heart was trying to jump into his throat, because he had seen Shannon's eyelids shake slightly. Then, those eyelids slowly opened.
I was Shannon dead this time?
I
remember.
I think stabbed. I'm not too sure if it's stabbed in the heart or something. There we go.
It was
A gun or spear.
wasn't it like Goda doing the thing this time? Or was it the last chapter?
This was the 6 rooms interconnected.
I meant Genji, not Goda. So yeah, no. This was different. Yes, it wasn't the other one. Yeah, true.
Shannon's eyes were there, but they were still wrapped in the fog of the land of the dead.
So a little bit of a
The
tongue
human
twister.
world's the human's world warmth. No, her lover's warmth, which had called back her soul, slowly dissolved that fog, and their eyes gradually regained their sparkle. Then her eyes moved and recognized George.
ch.3.
As her lips shook quickly, Shannon definitely said that. The words were very faint, so much so that they normally wouldn't have reached his ears. However, George clearly heard them. He heard the person he cared for, his fiancée, the one he loved most and who should have been dead, call his name once again.
シャノン、僕がわかるかい？
ch.3 さん、これは夢なの？
いや、これは夢じゃないよ。だからほら、つねっても覚めないよ。
He just said that. He softly pinched Shannon's cheek. It was how George had always responded in the past when Shannon had been surprised by something and had asked if she was dreaming. When Shannon felt the warm touch of George's fingers on her cheek, and when George had realized that the warmth of the living had already returned to his beloved person's cheek, they both cried. What words should a pair of lovers separated by death celebrate with when they are reunited? The words of the human world are not enough. In short, they had no need for the words of this world. George simply hugged Shannon, who was sitting up without talking. Shannon's strength was still feeble, and putting her arms around George's back took all she had. So George hugged her tightly to make up for that. To stop each other from going once more to a place the other's hand couldn't reach. They hugged each other so tightly and yet so gently. As Shannon's fingers curled around George's back. On her ring finger, the engagement ring George had given her definitely shone. That strong glint certainly wasn't just a sparkle of diamond. There definitely was a magical power that only the two lovers could possibly feel. It was because that strong light existed that they had been able to find their casket in the land of the dead. Beato understood. That ring, no. The feeling of the pair embodied in that ring were a miracle made real. In that moment, George definitely used magic. Beato had done nothing more than helping along. That magic had a power that could only reside in those who knew of the importance of life, who knew what it meant to try with all one's might. It was the power of a miracle, one that the Endless Witch couldn't possibly know of. A miracle that only the power of the finite could give rise to. By now, she had no choice but to accept it. She had to accept that true magic, true magical power, exists in the place furthest away from she who called herself a great witch.
Okay, for a moment I thought this was gonna go into the very... Never mind, let's continue.
What?
Let's finish this scene. I'll talk about it later.
彼女が君を生き返らせてくれたんだ。ありがとう、ベアトリーチェ。
わらわは何もできなかった。シャノンを蘇らせたのはそなたの魔力、そなたの魔法、奇跡を成し遂げる後宮の血。確かに見届けさせてもらったぞ。
ジョージさんが私を。
うん。わらわなどはまだまだ見習いの域を出ぬか。今こそ身の程を知ろう。
Well, Virgilia told you so.
Beato staggered backwards. Her physical strength was clearly exhausted. She had humbly said that George's power alone had revived Shannon, but Beato had also used all of her magical power and physical strength. And she reflected upon how difficult it was to revive a single life, something she'd been able to play around with however she wanted to in the past. The couple kept on embracing each other tightly. By doing that, those feelings that couldn't be communicated with a billion words were shared.
ありがとう、ベアトリーチェ。君は僕たちの恩人だ。
ありがとうございます、ベアトリーチェ様。再びジョージ様に会わせてくださったこのご恩を決して忘れません。
よせよせ。愛し合う二人に感謝されては外道の極みと恐れられたわらわにはくすぐったすぎ、わらわのことは気にするな、存分に。再会を祝い合え。
Beato was leaning with her back against the wall, slid down the wall and sat. How many centuries had it been since she last grew this tired from using magic? I probably hadn't been this tired since the time I first succeeded in magic. Didn't teacher praise me that time? Oh, but didn't I kill the same teacher who praised me?
Oh, well.
Don't be so naive, Beatrice. Isn't that what killing means?
ようやく。
Wait, what do you mean? Didn't I kill last...
think she...
Eh? I don't really understand this, because it's like...
I think that she feels regret from doing that, now she understands
I didn't kill that... Didn't
the
that...
importance.
Okay, now she's regretting that. Okay, but isn't that what killing means? I don't get this question.
I've always read it as if you...
the regret, is that in?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
No, I get it.
she
She's
received praise from her, but she won't be receiving
giving praises
praises
anymore. Yes, because she killed her. Yes.
Killed her.
魔法の使い方を思い出したようですね。
頭ん中酸欠でカラッカラで思い出すもヘチマもねえぜ。それよりあんた殺したじゃねえかよ。現れるんじゃねえよ。
あなたが未だに私を生かしていますよ。だからこうして現れられます。もっともあなたの頭を撫でに来たわけでもありませんが、
無様なわらわをわざわざ嘲笑いに来たかよ。それに隠居までした魔女が今さら頭なんか撫でられちゃ。
そうですね。一人前どころか現役を退いたと豪語するあなたなのに、今頃になって魔法の使い方を覚えたなど恥ずかしくて誰にも言えませんね。
内緒にしてくれよ、お師匠様。
Beato gazed at the couple hugging each other with a sense of pleasant despondency.
愛か。勝てねえな。
45
What the heck? Okay. I wasn't expecting a sudden cut. By the way, what I wanted to say earlier, they could have do the very cheesy thing. I mean, they still do it, but in a good way. The very cheesy thing. Oh yeah, the real magic is love, and they kinda say it is like that, but not as cheesy as they could have said it. So
The most you're focused on something, the most you want
it
something,
makes
the more
sense.
you can bring a miracle.
Yes, and we also know about that, and it makes sense that George was super focused on reviving Shannon. So yeah, everything makes sense. They could have done the same, but in the cheesiest way possible, like saying, "Oh yeah, it's your love that bring her back," or something like that. Saying it more directly in a way.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. But no, this
Yeah,
this was probably the best scene until now. No kidding.
That's suffering. Okay, we can continue.
It
So
was
reading that was painful.
no.
Reading that was painful.
It was painful. It was very painful, and that's okay. And also, the 10 out of 10 right in the moment. Betische said a little, let's call it nursery rhyme for reviving the Shannon. You know, the I remember. Yeah, all of that. I don't remember how it is in Japanese, but oh yeah, remember you were before and your real aspect and all of that thing.
Can I say something real cheesy and stupid? I used to have a, let's call it secret diary. And that was my formula for me to open it. I had to say that.
Okay. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. Understandable.
So, what's happening?
I don't know, they're killing someone.
射撃準備完了。
Nope.
弾手選定装填。
Who are they killing? Eva?
What do you think?
射撃
Eva?
西
The gold snake arrow fired by the sisters weaved its way through the brushes in the rose garden, waved its way through the hedges.
I did, by the way, I didn't click this time. It did everything on its own.
No, I know. Don't worry. And climbed the stone steps towards the mansion entrance, aiming for the keyhole. It waved through the corridors and flew into the keyhole on the door to the parlor.
Oh!
It happened in an instant. One could hardly blame Beato, who was completely worn out for not noticing it beforehand.
It's killing them both again?
Right before Beato's eyes, the gold snake flew in through the keyhole, surrounded
Yeah.
the two lovers, and pierced the two hearts in a blink of an eye. Furthermore, the gold snake faithfully pierced a hole through Shannon's chest once more. The two hearts were pierced by that gold snake. No, by that gold sewing thread of the new brutal witch's furniture.
Ah, okay.
And it had happened in an instant, mocking the amount of effort it had taken to revive Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
Before Beato's shocked eyes, the two fell over and landed on the floor.
ジョージ。シャノン。
ありがとう、ベアトリーチェ。わずかの間でも会わせてくれてありがとう。
George spent his last breath thanking Beato and died alongside the one he loved. The gold snake, which still sewed the two in place, spun like a large cyclone, revolving around the inside of the parlor. It was searching for further prey in that room. Then, the tip of the snake met Beato's gaze. In that instant, Beato was prepared to die. At that moment, Virgilia stood in front of her, the finger of both her hands drawing a seal. Instantly, gold-colored gold leaf buried the inside of the parlor. It was like a blizzard of gold.
ベアト、今のうちに逃げて。シエスタの黄金宮からは誰も逃れられない。
410標的疾患200魔法機回し。
Chav?
Continue because I think I understand I remember the context.
Okay.
45了解。索敵変更対人画像追尾方式。
Fine. Let me.
標的再補足410へデータリンク。410データ受領。すっとろいに仙台様。来て来て来て。着弾。
But I
It's
think
like,
that
the meaning of chaff basically is scraps, husks, garbage, waste.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's magical chaff saying, "Oh yeah, something magical is blocking us," but it's like not even very strong. Okay, I get it.
Prey targeted by the Chester sister's golden bow did not escape. It could not be blocked. No magical barrier could even dream of blocking it without being multi-layered. The gap opened during that instant of confusion caused by Virgilia's deception magic was Beato's only chance of escape.
It's gonna kill Virgilia, isn't it?
And it was the only chance to make the sisters
Of
confuse
course.
Virgilia for Beato.
Of course.
As Virgilia spread her arms wide, blocking the way to her beloved disciple, the gold snake pierced her right through her heart. After sneaking in through the keyhole, the snake shot through George, Shannon, and then Virgilia in an instant, completely failing to notice Beato as she used that instant to escape. As soon as Virgilia saw that Beato had gotten away, she died. The strength left her body, and like gold dust drifting with the wind, her form was erased. Beato completely erased all traces of her magical power, became gold butterflies, and passed through the wall, escaping to the wind and rain outside.
おのれ。
Onore di Keido!
Beato felt regret from the bottom of her heart. Why? Because she had been attacked by the new witch?
Don't think so.
Probably not. Of course, she hated losing her teacher. And even more importantly, Beato was enraged at the barbarism that had boorishly stolen away the reunion between the two lovers. Beato had poured out almost all of her magical power to reunite them. Even though the result had been a miracle.
Hi, Leonard.
Hi, hi.
Nadzak. Okay, welcome. Ah, you were the Dries from YouTube. Okay, welcome, welcome again.
Welcome. So even though the result had been a miracle, the time it took to steal away that... Wait, to steal that away had been so ridiculously short. Beato trembled at the barbarous cruelty that had brought about such an abrupt end.
You were doing that until how much? A couple hours ago?
Yeah. Besides, this was the true form of the acts she herself had committed up until that point.
Yeah.
There we go. So just as strongly as Beato hated the new witch, she also looked at her previous self with disgust. But now she had to escape. If she was targeted next, she would probably lose her life. To think that a chess player had descended, thinking they were like a god. Only to be attacked by the pieces.
Ah, of course, because she is in the outer layer, and that's why...
45着弾確認標的資産間違いなく先代様を撃破しました
Yumi matches Leonard. Oh, theories? Wait, there's gonna be theories at a certain point, definitely. Don't worry. Opie knows everything. I'm the one that doesn't know shit, so you'll see.
I'm here to listen and stir up
And
trouble.
and judge.
And judge. No judging, just confusion.
No, I'm joking, of course.
Yes.
また私たちの撃墜気象が増えちまうねにひ愛し合う二人の引き裂いて一度合わせて二度もう一度引き裂いて三度楽しめる
Yeah.
そのついでにあのクソうるさいババアまでさよならできてさロノウェイ文句ないわよね
Question. Is Virgilia dead also in the outer layer?
Not gonna answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. And because I'm also...
You'll get your answer soon.
Because I'm also questioning what is, in that case, what would happen in chapter 4. But I guess I'll just have to wait and see.
Yes, you'll know soon.
ベアトリーチェ様
Beatrice
あいつはなぜ
Beatrice 様
自分の儀式を妨害したのよ
No, I was asking Opie because she's the one that knows.
I misguide to a certain extent. So every now and then it will ask me questions and I need to decide if I can answer or not. But
yeah.
most of the time
She
my
cannot
answers are like,
answer.
I'll see you in chapter 4. I'll see you in chapter 8.
I'll see you in chapter
See you in
insert
chapter
number.
7.
Technically, Miss Eva Beatrice, they said about killing people in that way, but no one said that it was forbidden to revive them. So, does that count as interfering?
第一の番の生贄を勝手に蘇らせて私の儀式を妨害したわ。文句言われる筋合いなんかなんにもないわ。
No, you just wanted to be a bitch. That's the entire reason. Don't try to explain yourself when everybody knows here.
Everybody knows.
しかしずるいな。あいつは死体を残さないのね。あのババアも思いっきり何度も無限にいじめ殺して遊んでやろうと思ったのに。
Of course. Even Ronovic was having a disgusted face that I wasn't expecting.
I will leave the reading to you now. I tried my best.
Okay, that's okay, don't worry.
ジョージが
You know what? I'll go to the bathroom and I'll be back.
Okay. An interesting timing. Luffy, is there some way we could theorize without spoiling anything for him? He's pretty good with theories, I must say. And I never say that is if he's correct or not. We can stay very vague, I think. The point is we can talk about stuff, but I think if you don't have the correct key to read what we're saying, it's not gonna be that clear. If you don't know the truth, you know, most of the things can be taken out of context. So please be careful. We can talk about stuff, but it's mostly safer if we follow Pixel's reasoning and stay there, and being very vague about everything else. I'm just gonna say that I am currently compiling some of the things he has said in the past into a document for him to read whenever we finish up Umineko. Because he said some very interesting things right at the beginning, and I'm there like, oh my god, I want to know. I want to know what happens at the end when you're gonna find out some things. God, it's just avoid all of chapter 7, right? Yes, basically avoid chapter 7 like the plague.
Hello. Avoid chapter 7 like the plague?
Yes.
God, just
I'll
avoid.
see you in chapter 7.
Okay. Nothing. Okay. Okay.
Scatter! Oh my god, scatter, guys!
Scatter! Run! Run!
I feel like just saying the number of the chapter does nothing but to increase curiosity about it.
Of course.
So I've been saying stuff like, "Oh, I'll see you in chapter 8 with this."
Of course.
No, okay, can you ask me? Can you answer this? Oh no, I'll see you in chapter 4. And in chapter 1, can you answer this? Oh no, I'll see you in chapter 4.
Chapter 5 are so different. Yeah, I can imagine that. I mean, there is that I could imagine, since there's the division between question and answer. I was supposing that it was gonna be something completely different. I don't even expect the loop to be the same as this one, honestly. But
I'll see you in chapter 5.
I have no I'm literally I have no proof, but I'm sure that it is like that. Because
Can we continue?
yeah.
No, you can finish your sentence. Sorry.
No. Simply because I think in the end of at the end of chapter 4, I think the epitaph will be resolved completely. And I mean, there's already been a big change here with the new Beatrice, and there's also Beato changing her way of thinking. There are many meta layers. Let's see chapter 6. Okay.
Good job. Good job.
Oh god, there's another one. Oh no. What did you do, Olfi? What did you do?
I think we're gonna have fun with you.
Oh no. Oh, also, since I'm here, if you want to see past chapters and past things, there's the complete playlist on YouTube. And usually we... Ooh, what the heck did I click? One moment.
I don't know. Stuff is happening.
Stuff is happening. Don't worry. Everything's back to normal. We do these every Monday, so just if you want to know, to be here more times.
We've been doing this for 8 months.
We've been doing this from it's been once per week every Monday since February, basically. So, and what are we? Not even half. At the half point. So
We're not at the half point.
Not even at the half point.
Possibly in 1 year we're gonna have completed the whole
Question.
entirety of questions.
Yeah. Every day for a year. Oh my god. I mean, well,
Depending on how much.
depending on how much time, of
How
course.
much you're playing. We play
2-3 hours, depends on.
Yes.
Okay, so
Honestly, I'm glad that we're taking it slow because I honestly charged through Umineko so bad because I was very much curious and I wasn't able to stop myself from continuing.
Of course.
So I'm glad that we're actually taking our time now.
I went through it with a few friends, but mostly get through chapter 1. Honestly, chapter
Chapter 1
1
is the hardest,
is the wall, honestly, because even a little bit of 2, I'd say, because they are the most slow paced.
Yeah, the chapter 1 doesn't have too many interesting things up until the very end when Beatrice comes along. And then for me personally, chapter 2 is the worst because I need to go through the entirety of chapter 1
Yeah, I think
before getting a little bit more
of stuff. I think the only problem with chapter 2 is just that re-explain everything that you already are supposed to know. But that's the real problem with chapter 2, because it would have been half long, probably. The length of the chapter would have been half of it if it wasn't for that.
It's the most fun when you know everything. Let me tell this. I have been noticing sentences, specific sentences that there is no way to understand if you don't know anything. But if you know everything, you notice them and you go like, "Oh my god!" In chapter 1, there was this thing.
I would like to say that I have been going crazy for a week over a map that I cannot have because it's not 1986. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so but it's very cool. It's very cool to actually reread
To be
it
honest,
and,
I was close enough with the thing I have in my hands. So it could have been worse.
I got very close to the epitaph. It's just that missing a piece now.
I reached Killian, but now I don't know what to do with it.
Yes. But I think correct me if I'm wrong without saying too much, chat, please. You don't know the connection between Killian and what you need to do next right now.
I don't
without
think
spoiling
I don't think I know what it is the connection, because I found the river that goes to the village, which is the kanji that goes to Killian, because Killian got the kanji for village inside and all of that.
Like, I remember that technically there is a way, but it's so very convoluted. Yeah, more is explained later. It's a very big leap, logical leap to make if you were to understand it yourself. But I suggested and still suggest to continue a little bit longer and continuing with your reasoning while when you have the actual element.
I see.
Because there is a way, but it's not possible.
It's a
especially not in
hugely
English.
and I suppose that not knowing the Japanese makes it harder because it was
Makes
already
harder.
harder.
There are two logical reasonings that you could follow. One in Japanese and one in English. But the one in English is so very weird. I wouldn't consider it generally feasible.
Yeah, but it's understandable when you have such a wordplay with words like that is very strict in the original language. You can do as much as you can. There's some Japanese wordplay. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
Yes.
you can work it around only at a certain point.
Yep.
By the way, let's continue. George's dead.
By the way,
来て
George
ないわ
said,
よいつ降りたのよ
いつってあれは何時くらいだったっけ？
確か4時か5時くらいだったかな。最低でも1時間以上は前だよ。
俺たち眠くなってその後は多分ジェシカの言う通りだと思う。1時間か2時間くらい前だった。
Happy perfect boy.
What were you saying?
R.I.P. Perfect Boy.
Ah, yeah, R.I.P. Perfect Boy.
コーヒーのおかわりはいるかと聞かれましたからな。
Oh, I have to read. Sorry, I forgot. I wasn't expecting you to read. Something hard to believe that
Hard
happened.
to believe it happened.
Apparently, when Aunt Eva had left for a second to wash her hands, Uncle Cross and Aunt Natsui had disappeared. There's no way they went hiding somewhere. Of course, the doors and windows had all been rigorously checked, and all were locked from the inside. Not one of them was broken. Of course, George flew outside the window, so... And that wasn't just true for the first floor. The second floor was the same. Again, all the doors and windows had lock built in a way that made it impossible to lock them from the outside. In other words, there was no way that Uncle Krause and Natsuhi had gone outside. And yet, they couldn't be found. Furthermore, they weren't the only ones who had disappeared, so had Giorgianiki of all people. Giorgianiki had left saying he was going to get more coffee, and had gone downstairs more than an hour earlier. It was a very long coffee. We assumed that he was having a conversation with Aunt Eva and the rest, but Aunt Eva, who had been in the lobby the whole time, said that no one had come down. Since all the doors and windows were locked from the inside, it was unthinkable that they had gone outside. However, 3 humans had evaporated from this barricaded guest house, which has become a perfect closed room. As the title say, what is of which a miserable piles of closed rooms.
I love that title so much.
In a situation like this, we couldn't imagine that this was because they were playing hide and seek and trying to scare us with a prank. It was probably reasonable to assume they'd been caught up in this crime. When Aunt Eva learned that their only son was missing, she had gone half insane, running from room to room and yelling his name. And Jessica, who soon lost both of her parents, had chased after her. Cries of George, George, and Mom, Dad had continued to echo through the guest house for some time. I think George said something about wanting to see Shannon's dead face. Did he say that?
Yes.
Don't remember.
He was looking at her picture.
Ah,
thinking
yeah. I
with,
got. I
Shannon.
remember it now. Yeah.
Sorry, Jessica and Butler. Yes.
Would be reasonable to assume that he snuck off the guest house and went to the mansion, but he didn't have a clue about Uncle Krause and Natsuhi. Did they see him leave and then go to the mansion to search for him? That's a reasonable explanation, actually. Not telling Aunt Eva? One could say, hey, she's sick, don't tell her. So, to not make her worry or something like that. Just Just guess, just maybe doing a little bit of a leap reasoning, but at this rate, it's only a matter of time before we start planning to leave the guest house to go search for them. When that time comes, I'll agree. Without staying holed up in the guest house would be safe. Which was why our big happy group of 12 people locked themselves up here this morning. And yet, now there's only 4 of us left. That means staying here is no guarantee of safety. However, there's one thing that we can't afford to forget. All the doors and windows were locked from the inside. This is a closed room. How did they manage to vanish from this place? Magic. I need a trigger. I need a trigger for confetti every time I say magic. On the screen, magic, and then confetti appears all over the screen. I need an effect for that. We searched around truly. However, we couldn't find any trace of someone hiding. 3 of them had almost certainly been taken outside the guest house.
どうやってでしょう。まさか隠し扉とかがあるとか。
Again with the hidden door.
隠し扉。
扉も窓も外から閉めることは構造上釣り糸の類を使ってもこの構造では無理でしょうな。
If we were in the main house, I would say a hidden passage would have been possible, but here?
You're in the guest house.
となれば扉や窓以外から出たと考えるのが妥当でしょう。
The chimney.
確かに。そういう
Like Santa
論法にもなるだ
Claus.
ろうよ。隠し扉が存在しないなんて断言は誰にもって。しかし、そういう発想に飛躍する前に。
と申しますと
For some time, Butler had been opening windows, opening shutters, and checking outside, repeating this for each window.
この窓は静かだな。なるほど。この窓は他と違って、建物の構造上、風が吹き込まない。
そのようですな。こんなにも外は風雨なのに、雨も風も入ってこないとは不思議な気持ちです。
南條先生、今、窓を開けたとき、音を感じたかい？
Eh?
いえ、
Same
あり
reaction.
ませんでしたな。よく油が効いていると思います。
つまり、誰も見ていない廊下の窓から、ひょろっと抜け出すことは可能なわけだ。しかもこの窓なら、風も吹き込まないから、風圧でカーテンや扉が音を立てることもない。静かなもんさ。
Okay, but how do you explain that it has been closed from inside again? Locked from inside, sorry. Butler leaned forward and looked at the ground below. He was searching for some sign that Jordan had jumped down. At a glance, he didn't see any mark like that on the grass in the middle of the pouring rain. Honestly, if you know there was a sign in the rain in a typhoon, it would probably disappear in like 20 seconds.
こういう窓が1階にもあるのかもしれない。誰にも気づかれずに表へ出ることは可能だぜ。
しかし扉はおろか、窓はすべて施錠されて鎧戸まで閉まっていましたぞ。
Yeah.
出ることは可能でも閉めることは不可能だ。
閉められるぜ。こうやってカチャンとな。
But I closed the window and locked it. I thought this was perfectly obvious.
まさかバトラさんは。
最後に中の人間が鍵を閉めればこんな密室は朝飯前だ。
I usually do both the witch culprit and the human culprit. I usually do both the.
Possibilities.
I usually try to do both the possibilities when I can. Think of it at least. I mean, the magic answer is pretty straightforward if you think about it, but you know. Someone said locked afterward. This closed room is as easy as pie. Yes, but then it's not a closed room.
I mean, he comes back to a closed room.
Yeah, technically.
Still be a closed room for
Yeah,
those
yeah,
who
yeah,
are
yeah.
inside.
それでは
Doesn't accomplish.
Oh,
Even Nanjo now.
Nanjo, you're a doctor. Please do not die.
Nanjo turned pale and shook his head several times, because I think Butler said that forced him to face a fact that was frightening even to imagine. Someone helped George escape.
Shikashi, こんなトリックを使えば怪しまれる人物は極めて限定される。
I didn't want to say it in front of Nanjo, but after eliminating Jessica, we'd been with him the whole time. Only Nanjo and Eva could have done it.
私はそんなことをしませんぞ。誓ってもいい。
となると、エヴァおばさんと南條先生の
Honestly, Beatrice! Sorry, I was leading. Honestly, Nanjo, no, never.
You don't think that would,
I personally think Nanjo is, as I said from the beginning, Nanjo is just there. It's wrong time, wrong place. In the middle of all this, I'm like, I just want to go home, please.
Poor Nanjo.
Poor guy, yeah.
それぞれを別々に監禁すればいいだけの話。逆に言えば、このトリックはもっと生存者が多ければ有効かもしれないが。
I mean, there's only 4 of you.
これだけ人数が減った状況下では、大して有効ではないんだ。
No, on the contrary, there'd been a chance of having your own neck strangled by using it. It would have been more advantageous to make it look like the culprit was outside, intentionally leave a door unlocked, or break a window.
もしこの失踪劇が今日の昼にでも起これ、俺は自信満々にこの説を発表しただろうよ。だが、この段階に至っては、何なんだこいつは。一体何を意味してやがるん、この密室はよ。
やはりその。
ん？なんだい、南條先生。思いつきでもいいから言ってくれよ。
Andrew looked like he was trying to swallow his sword, even though it was something so urged him on. The Dr. Andrew refused several times, saying that it was just a foolish idea if only said it out loud. Oh, okay. I was expecting something more human-like. Baka bakashi.
私たちに訴えたい人間にはできないことをやってのけるからこそ自分を魔女だと認めさせたいに違いない。私はこのゲストハウス全体の密室からの失踪はそういう魔女からのメッセージだと感じています。考えてはならないのです。意味なんてきっとないのです。私は恐ろしい。
Dr. Andrew shook with fear. It looked like he was trying to reach the fearsome thoughts that he kept imagining one after the other. When he went on the stairs, Aunt Eva and Jessica were enraged and were each persistent in their desire to leave this place and search for their respective families. Yeah, like, good idea. Spread even more. It was a desire that naturally hits those who can no longer see their family. Aunt Eva told Dr. Nanjo and me to stay here, but I shook my head and started walking. A question, I don't know if you can answer. Is this the end of the chapter? Because, I mean, there's only 4 of them now, so...
The end of the chapter is very close.
Yeah.
That's why I said that I would like to stretch as farther as I can, as far as we can, until possibly end.
No, that's okay.
We're very close.
What I mean is, there's only 4 of them, and we know that in the end only 4 remains, so...
Yes. So we're 100% at the end of the epitaph.
Yeah.
And they're acting stupid, so...
I mean... Most of the time they're acting stupid, if I have to be honest, but okay.
もうこんなところに閉じこもってるのはまっぴらさ。早く父さんや母さんやジョージ兄さんを探しに行こう。
Yeah. Good idea,
You sure you
Jessica.
want to do that?
The brother's in to Jessica's head. Hope it doesn't set off her asthma.
残りたい人は勝手に残ってればいいわ。とにかく私たちは表を探してくるわ。
南條先生はどうする？一人で留守番してるかい？
Maybe not a good idea.
私も
Yeah.
ご一緒させてください。
Rather than holding up alone in a guest house whose security was by no means guaranteed, we better enter the danger zone as a group of 4 people. I mean, it's a rock and a hard place, but okay. Evan,
Yes.
don't ever at the gun. Moving separately from the hair was all. Oh, these only. Okay, so listen, don't ever at the gun. This is the. We're idiot again. They're giving the weapon to the most insane person in the room.
One sentence horror on tema at a gun.
Yeah, exactly. One sentence, don't ever add a gun. And we can end it here. And so, like, the one with the one with that's the most insane in the room got the gun. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, in other chapter they gave the gun to the one with anger issues. So you know,
Issues, yes.
I don't know which one is the best.
Least worse.
The least worse? I don't know. Honestly, I wouldn't be able to choose. This way, the 4 of us decided to leave the guest house. Even though it should have been safe to barricade ourselves here, we lost 8 people after doing so. It was almost as though this was a holding cell from which the sacrifices could be killed one after another. We removed the chain, unlocked the front door, and opened it. It was already pitch black. While there were some lights outside that dimly lit the pathway, they didn't have enough power to pierce that darkness that some suspicious person might be hiding in.
行くわよ。遅れても知らないんだからね。
Sealed in our gun.
Thank you.
Well, as one could expect from Eva, so...
Yes.
Still in her gun, Aunt Eva dashed out without an umbrella. Jessica followed after her. So they glanced at each other. Dr. Nanjo and I chased after them. What in the world is happening in this mansion, on this island? I've just been shut up in the guest house with the rest of the cousins since yesterday, so I didn't know anything about what's going on outside. Just what is happening that I don't know about? Outside this room, in the mansion, on this island, everything is happening, everything is proceeding, and everything is ending without my knowing it. So many in my heart have already started giving up. Most likely, not one of us will see tomorrow morning. When a single cry, nobody will be left alive. Oh. Hmm?
I was
Over?
trying to mimicking the sound of the hands of the clock moving,
Ah.
but I failed because they did not move.
Yeah.
父さん、
Oh, they're in the garden in the little thing.
誰かこんな
Oh, they found them there? Jessica's woeful voice echoed through the rose garden. Perhaps it was the intuition of a person who lived on this island. After checking a part of the rose garden where Aunt Rosa and Maria had fallen and seen nothing, Jessica went to look the arbor next. Normally, the arbor was probably a wonderful location to enjoy tea peacefully while appreciating the roses on a good sunny day. Maybe even Uncross and Natsuhi had days when they had relaxed and enjoyed their tea together here. I heard a noise.
The sound.
In that arbor lay their corpses. At least they aren't drenched in the rain like Aunt Rosa and Maria had been. But there was no way I could say that out loud to Jessica at that moment. Let me see. Oh, okay.
Oh, has Shannon changed though?
Let's
Oh
check.
wait, maybe later when they find her and George.
Ah, yeah, could be.
Maybe later.
Could be. Ushimiya Kraus. His corpse was found in the Rose Garden Arbor. The cause of his death assumed to be strangling with a rope-like object. A stake-shaped weapon was sticking out of his thigh. If only there wasn't that stupid epitaph, I wouldn't have needed a stake. What a pain.
This is Eva Beatrice.
Yeah. Her corpse was found, Natsuki, her corpse was found in the Rose Garden Arbor. The cause of her death is assumed to be strangling with a rope-like object. A stake-shaped weapon was sticking out of their calf. Why do we even have to follow the epitaph in the first place? Is this some kind of game? Even before it was Eva Beatrice, see?
No. Read how different Rosa and Maria are from, let's say, Rudolph and Kyrie.
Yeah, these two, yes.
Beatrice. That's Beatrice.
Yes, but Rudolph and Kyrie? This is not normal Beatrice, I think.
No, that's Eva Beatrice.
Even this one. And these are older than these two.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry.
And this is also Eva Beatrice.
Yes, at this point, yes. Anyway, I truly tried looking this up. But I couldn't find any information about these written paragraphs.
I mean, it's not.
In the sense that
I suppose it's not like super important, but probably why.
Not quite. Probably. I do have a theory. I told you. I can tell you.
yeah, you told me, but I don't think it's like necessary to solve the entire thing. That's
No.
what I mean.
It's not necessary. More of a consequence. We will talk about this more later
Hmm.
in chapter 7.
Of course.
I think me and Chat have the same theory.
Okay, I
We
see.
have the same theory.
Okay, keep your secrets then. There was no way I could. Okay, I already read this.
どうなんだ南條先生。
考察ですな。ほら、ご覧なさい。首にくっきりと何か細いもので締めたのが残っている。
だな、まさかこっちが主たる死因のわけはねえだろうよ。
Ah, the stakes, I mean. Right there lay two stakes-like weapon decorated with an occult design, which had been found driven into Uncle Crow's tight area, and their Aunt Natsuhi calf. When we found these sticking out of my parents' foreheads and chests, we decided to preserve the crime scene and leave them for the police. Jessica didn't care about such matters and immediately pulled the stakes out of their parents' forsaken bodies.
これで頭、胸、腹、膝、足の5つをえぐられた死体が出たわけね。くそ犯人め殺してやる殺してやる第8の番まではこれで終わったわ。続くは第9の番なの。
What is the ninth? It's George,
No one will be
definitely.
left alive. I think no one will be left alive though.
That we shall revive, yes.
魔女は蘇り。
Ah, of course, I just had to wait, okay.
仕事を出せ。魔女が蘇るってことは犯人が堂々と姿を現してくれ
George
るって
is
こと
just
な
a
んだろう。
George
bonus.
is just extra. He was just in spite, I see him.
私が殺してやる。父さんと母さんを殺した犯人をこの手で絶対に殺してやる。
Jessica let her emotion flow as she howled furiously. Though being crushed by grief, she could do nothing but with anger.
まだジョージが見つかってないわ。ジェシカちゃんたちはここにいたければいるといい。私は屋敷へ行くわ。
エヴァさん、バラバラに行動してはいけない。
Thank you, Nanjong.
みんなで一緒に行動しなくては危険です。
兄さんたちはもうどうしようもないわ。でもジョージはまだどこかで生きているかもしれない。
Yeah, sure, Eva.
ここで時間を潰してる暇はないのよ。
Copium.
Copy him. Also, shouldn't... Oh wait, no, she doesn't know now.
No, because she banished.
She
all
banished
the
there.
fishes.
Yeah. I think right now they are two separate entities. Because if you think about it, she said to not show herself in front of her anymore, and also she looks less sick than before. But maybe she could still be
No, I
like
think that's,
acting
Tough.
tough.
Yeah, I think she's so frantic that she
Could be.
doesn't
She's
have
not even.
time to
Could be.
feel
Could be.
sick.
As Aunt Eva screamed this, Jessica glared at her. Eva no more time to bother about the dead. She was more concerned for the safety of her only son, who had yet to be seen.
ジェシカちゃんはここでお父さんとお母さんのそばにいるといい。私はちょっと屋敷に行ってくるわ。バトラ君も南條先生もここにいてくれていい。
Arbitrarily saying this, Aunt Eva rushed out of the arbor. I called out to stop her, but there was no way she would listen. However, being alone in this situation meant nothing short of death. If we silently watch her leave, it would be the same as letting her die. Since Aunt Eva was unwilling to stop, we had no choice but to follow her. And while it may be cruel to say so, Uncle Clorson and Natsuki were already dead, so there was nothing more we could do for them. Well, it is true. In the end, we had no choice but to console Jessica and head for the mansion together. Fortunately, Jessica stood up. Now she had been able to break free from her grief, but what had surfaced in his play was an expression like a demon's.
私がこの手でぶっ殺して必ず敵を取ってやる。行こうぜバトラー。犯人を見つけたら邪魔をするなよ。私が絶対に殺す。
俺も親父たちの仇がある。悪いが早いもん勝ちだぜ。
そうだな。ぶっ殺してやろうぜ。
My words, Jessica finally seemed to feel like we sympathized with her emotion. She still had that dark expression, but I felt that Jessica had regained some of her sanity. Going through a bit of Igarashi with her friend right now. I love the stream. I'm mute. Okay, that's okay.
Happy Gurashi.
We took off, chasing after Aunt Eva. Through the rose garden, up the stone steps, running at full speed toward the mansion, was that intimidating shadow flash in the lightning. With this, the murders of the epitaph have reached the 8th twilight. You're not gonna... You couldn't just enter the house, so now you're teasing me, game. What the fuck? And then on the 9th twilight, we shall revive. No one shall be left alive. I will most likely lose my life, but at the very least I want to burn the truth into my eyes. That's the only thing motivating to me to move right now. This was the sprite you were talking about earlier.
Yes.
We were about to meet up with Aunt Eva, who was having trouble with the lock to the front door. It said that all that blood risen to Aunt Eva's head. That was probably making her fingers clumsy. It looks like she couldn't even handle the simple task of inserting the key into the lock. Or maybe she's like super sick and she cannot really focus.
How about both?
How about
good.
both? Yeah. Then there was a faint sound, the sound of the door unlocking. Just I thought it had waited for all the survivors to unite before opening. It felt to me as though the malicious mansion was trying to swallow up all the remaining humans at once. Perhaps the stench of that erupted towards the instant the door opened. Couldn't be described as just a smell. It wasn't just a shared smell from grandfather. I think it was also may contain the gas of the servants and that's group. All of the dead. What did it mean as it floated out, overwhelming us? Was it the cry of the dead telling us not to enter? However, Aunt Eva didn't even flinch at something like that. I mean, the smell of what? Several dead bodies mustn't be very pleasant. Consider they have been dead, some of that have been dead for hours. And we who had to chase after her were forced to step into the mansion even after receiving that message.
Georgie? Georgie? 聞こえたら返事をしなさい。Georgie!
Aunt Eva shouted at the top of her lungs. Considering the situation is probably far too optimistic to imagine that he is alive. When we started following Aunt Eva's example and calling out George's name in loud voices, Aunt Eva spotted something and stopped walking. As she was standing in front of the door to the parlor.
これは
Ah, another magical circle?
南條先生、ちょっと来てもらえるかしら。
何事ですかな。
I heard about the eerie magic circles written on doors like the one on the parlor from the adults. Eerie is the only word to describe that thing. We are scribbling with a deep red paint that reminiscent of blood that is slowly dripped down. However, that has supposedly been there since this morning. Wondering why Aunt Eva was supposedly seen it already. Would think of it odd now. Jessica and I stared at the door.
確かにこんな数字が書かれていた記憶はありません。
Huh?
ええ、なかったわ。不気味な魔法文字みたいなのは書かれていたけど、
Numbers?
数字は書かれていなかった。
However, right now there were 8 digits written near the upper part of the magic circle. Eh? Do I have to, I suppose I have to write this down one moment. Zero
29.
1 moment. Let me think what this could be. It's not a date. Because it doesn't make... I mean, it could be, but it's not numbers that could make a year. Or even a month. Even considering... It could...
But if it's...
If you consider Japanese way of writing dates, it's year, month, day. Because they go descending. So it doesn't make much sense. Unless it would have been changed for the West, but... And it could be, if you consider month, day, year, so 15 July 1129? Could be, but what the heck does that even mean? It's a code for something? Like a save? Oh, we haven't seen anything like that. Also, it's a lot of numbers for a save, but how can I know how much? Maybe I get something if I put letters instead of number, but 0? Which letter is 0? So I don't think so. I don't know. Why did you say lol like that?
Because I am checking. I am checking.
Before I go crazy, is this important?
Yes,
Okay.
but there's information that you don't know.
Of course, because it's
So-
just a random number being thrown there. So
To you, for now, it's just a random number. I was thinking about something else about the epitaph, but this is not. I mean, it's related to, but not what we're looking for right now.
I mean, it is
So to you,
related.
these are just, yes, just related. To you, right now, these are just random numbers.
Is it the coordinates for the Chester sisters?
No. No.
I was just reading that. Don't worry. It was just more of a joke than anything else.
I would have liked that.
It would be cool though. I didn't know what it meant, but I didn't even want to imagine what someone had been thinking when they wrote it. It was
Leon. Leon. No, that's the wrong game.
Leon. It was drawn with the same paint as the magic circle, but it had clearly been written very recently. The way that dried and the condition of the color was completely different from the magic circle part.
どうせ魔法的な意味があるんだろうぜ。深く考えたって意味なんかあるわけもないさ。
Where's Maria when we need her? Oh wait, she's dead. Never mind. Jesse intentionally spat those words out in an attempt to push aside the eerie feel it gave off.
魔法陣というものかもしれませんな。
Eh?
ある種の数字遊びに魔除けが宿るという考え方です。
Oh, I think I've heard of something like that, but I'm not really sure.
どの列を足しても同じ数字になるみたいなものを皆さんも見聞きしたことがおありでしょう。
But it's not a square though. This
This is not square.
everyone has heard one of the one where adding all those numbers to ensure it looks okay.
あれは四角形の中に埋めた数字の話。
Yeah, it doesn't make sense like that.
これは横一列だもの。何の意味があるのかさっぱりだわ。多分ジェシカちゃんの言うのが正解よ。私たちが深く考えたところで意味なんか何もないわ。
Wait, something comes into my mind, but I'm not sure. I have to check. One moment.
Yes. Don't worry, I'm also gonna check how far we are. Umineko chapter 3.
No. Okay, I was wrong. Maybe it's E? No, it's not. I was looking for some like important mathematical number like pi, E, or something like that, but I don't know. Maybe it's not like anything like that. Okay. Even though even though she said that, she probably suspected it actually meant something. Ante was definitely writing that number down on an old receipt or something with a short ballpoint pen. Unless there's some obvious pattern, it'd probably be tough to memorize a code made up of an 8-digit number.
これ日にちとかな。
Yeah, I thought about it, but
日にち？何の話？
いや、俺の誕生日7月15日なんだ。
okay, we know that now. Okay.
0715が
Yes.
7月15日を示すのかなって。
But you don't have the
1120
information
も
yet.
ほら、その
November
11月29日って
29?
読んだら
Okay,
ちょう
but
ど語呂がいいかなって思ってよ。
yeah, but it doesn't tell me anything, that's the thing.
11月29日ってなんだよ。
Yeah, exactly.
俺が知りてえぜ。まあ、たまたまの偶然だろうけどな。
Definitely not a coincidence, Butler, but okay.
そう考えたら、なんだか不気味になっちまったぜ。11月29日が誰かの誕生日だったりとかするのか？うちの家族は違うぜ。親父もキリエさんも、エンジェも違う。もちろん、俺のお袋もだ。
心当たりがありません。
If it was the 30th, I would have said my mother, my sister, but no. Oh well.
No.
金蔵さんの誕生日でも、ゲイジさんの誕生日でもないはずだ。
うちの家族も違うわよ。ローザやマリアちゃんでもないわ。うちの家族だって違うぜ。カノン君も違うし、シャノンも違う。私、使用人の人の誕生日にはちゃんとプレゼント渡してるから、みんな11月29日に誕生日の人間なんて知らないぜ。
One started imagining that 8 digits weren't meaningless, but actually 2 days written together, let's start to look at that way. However, so many that may be something completely different, or there may be no meaning at all. Anyway, since we don't have any real clue, it's probably pointless to stand around here worrying about it. The inside of the parlor was much more important. This morning, behind each of the doors with a magic circle drawn to them, had been the body of a victim. So if something new had been added to this door, this had been something new had been added inside the parlor. When Aunt Eva tried to open it, she felt the resistance of the lock. She immediately took out a master key and put it in the keyhole. As soon as she opened the door, Aunt Eva let out a high-pitched scream and ran inside. That alone was enough to tell us what had happened inside the room. Totonaggio and I looked at each other and shook my head slightly as we entered the parlor.
Georgie! Georgie! しっかりして！ジョージ！南條先生、早く！
Jojaniki lay there, crumpled alongside Shannon Chan's corpse. His chest was stained bright red, and judging by his still open eyes, I had to say it to Aunt Eva, but I couldn't pick up any sign of life. One moment. I've seen... Shannon's the same.
Shannon's the same. How about George?
His corpse was found in the Mansion's parlor. The weapon used on him is assumed to be a gun or spear-shaped object. In exchange for his soul, the witch gave 8 numbers. 071512. If he said, a small golden land will be opened. Eh? Okay. Who's this then? Is this Eva? Eva Witch, I mean? I don't know.
I don't know.
You're saying you don't know, or you don't actually know?
I have a clue, but I don't want to say it.
Okay.
So I will just say that I don't know right now.
After moving to take George's pulse, Totonaggio shook his head, wordlessly reported George was dead. Brushing him aside, Aunt Eva once again crouched beside George Aniki and started crying at the top of her lungs. With Aniki's dead, one thing is certain. The murder ended on the 8th twilight. The epitaph was being carried out in its complete form, including the 9th twilight, and none shall be left alive. I was really starting to lose track of things. For some reason, Aunt Eva, half-crazed cry actually made me cool down. Crestfallen and exhausted, I flopped onto the sofa and plunked my feet on top of the table. Maybe all this murder numbed my heart. Instead of just being frightened, I felt completely confused. Dad and Kiryu-san are dead, and people have been killed off one by one, starting with the servants. There's been a hell of a lot of them by now. I don't know when the first murder happened, but they might have been killed at a rate of about 1 person per hour by now. We believe that the boat will come for us around 9 tomorrow. There's still a full 12 hours until then. How many more sacrifices will there have to be for us to survive? Will the 4 of us, if one goes each hour, won't stay any longer than 4 hours? We don't even know if it will last until midnight tonight. Yesterday after lunch we came into this parlor. It's just as they started talking about serving some tea on Rosa's boat, Miki decided to take a walk. But it was just been around, wasn't she? Didn't Shannon-chan bring us some cookies? She said Kumasawa-san had baked them or something. It wouldn't be late if she baked some mackerel into them, wouldn't it? That's right. I'll never hear Kumasawa-bachan's mackerel jokes again, will I? Oh, right. If I only remember stuff about Kumasawa-bachan, that wouldn't be fair to everyone else. Why didn't Kirisa even go outside? It's not like going without food for a day would kill us. So why did Gluttony get a hold of them and make them go out for food? I'll bet that fearless dad of mine just started complaining about being hungry. Kirisa, you were supposed to be the brakes for my reckless dad. Why didn't you stop him? And what about your daughter, Enge? She's still just... Enge, sorry. She's just 6 years old. And tell me you plan to leave her in my care. After all, it's double now when I'll be able to leave this island alive. Okay, so... Did we ever acknowledge that Kiryu's daughter was alive?
We knew because she was left home because she was sick.
Ah, yeah.
This is something that came up in chapter 1 and never again.
Yeah, do you think thinking I would remember? Of course. She's gonna be important, isn't it? It's gonna be another character in the mix, isn't it?
Maybe.
Okay. After all, it's up now. Or that's why even add there. I mean, for now, it's useless. Why even add that knowledge that doesn't bring anything to the table?
Just for pathos.
Just, yeah, pathos of my bad, okay?
Pathos on my bad, pathos on my bad.
Exactly.
Pathos on my bad.
After all, it's doubtful now whether even I'll be able to leave this island alive. Who's fighting now? It's been kinda noisy for a while. By the time we look up to see what it was, Jessica and Eva and started fighting each other. No, maybe I should say that Jessica was grabbing on Eva. Well, technically, she did.
あんたのお父さんたちなんか知るわけないでしょ。ゲストハウスの1階にいたのは誰だよ。エヴァおばさんだ。1階のロビーには父さんと母さんと、そしてエヴァおばさんがいた。生き残ったのは誰だ。エヴァおばさんだけだ。どうして。あんたが犯人だからに決まってるじゃないか。父さんと母さんを殺して外へ運び出して白々しく鍵を閉めて魔女の仕業なんかを装いやがった。
Also, she had the master key, so that would explain a lot.
じゃあジョージはどうしていなくなったのよ。1階には降りてきてないのよ。じゃあ2階でいなくなったっていうの。2階には誰がいたのよ。あなたたちがいたんじゃない。あなたは知ってたんでしょ。ジョージがこっそりゲストハウスを抜け出すのを。
それを自分は何も知らないような顔を抜け抜けとあんたがジョージを止めててくれれば、ジョージは
やめなさいという。ジェシカさんはずっといとこ部屋にいました。そしてエヴァさんもずっと1階のロビーに。そして2人とも何も悪く、ただ家族を失って悲しいだけなんです。犯人なんか誰もいない、どこにもいない。ただただ魔女のせいなだけなんです。だからお二人で憎み合うのはやめなさい。
Maybe that's what the witch want. Witch's fault, huh? Wonder if that's a good way to cool down the situation right now. Yeah, finally understand why 3 people were evaporated from the guest house. When all the doors were locked from the inside, this is what they were after. Making us think the culprit was inside and sparkling this ugly mutual hatred. Has to be the culprit's, the witch's goal. But if that's the case, how did the culprit lock it from the outside? When that group was attacked, their master key was definitely stolen. But the doors and the windows of to the guest house were built so that you couldn't lock them from the outside, no matter how hard you tried. So the master key would have nothing to do with the guest house closed room. Jessica's and Aunt Eva were turning their sadness and at losing their blood relative into anger at the person in front of them. Dr. Nanjo was trying to step between them. And I sat in the sofa staring up at the ceiling, thinking about things that didn't even matter anymore without word-out expression. I just couldn't believe that this was the same parlor that had been so warm and pleasant at midday yesterday, just a short time before the typhoon hit. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen sooner or later. The sudden sound of a gunshot shook me out of my alpha-sleep trance. Smoke were rising out of the barrel of the gun Aunt Eva held. As I said, they gave the weapon to the most insane in the room. Jessica. Someone just died. Oh,
She's fine. Didn't you hear her scream? She's fine.
yeah, sure.
Not a scratch.
Probably it is but a scratch, said Jessica without an arm, Mountbatten style. Smoke was rising out of the barrel of the gun Aunt Eva held. Jessica had fallen into the floor and was covering both her eyes. Aunt Eva and Dr. Nanjo were looking down at her in shock.
大丈夫ですか、ジェシカさん。ジェシカさん。
私のせいじゃないわよ。
Wet the gun, girl.
あんたがよせっていうのに突っかかってくるから。
おいおい、どうしたってんだ。何事なんだ。
So Jessica grabbed Aunt Eva, which turned into a scuffle. They start firing over Aunt Eva's gun. Did some kind of impact caused the trigger to be pulled? I don't know if the bullet had grazed her or she'd burned by the discharge. But anyway, Jessica was covering both of her eyes, screaming, he turns, and rolling around on the floor.
大丈夫。落ち着いて。大した怪我ではありませんぞ。
Okay, it's not serious, but still. I'm glad Jessica bore his shoulder, saying that he would tend to her in the servant room. The servant room is mentioned at a bed and a first aid kit, and was able to function as an infirmary.
父さんと母さんの仇に殺してやる。殺してやる。私じゃないわよ。私じゃない。
ジェシカさん、傷に触りますから、それ以上騒がないで。
Was she like close to the shot with her face and she got like burned, I think?
さあ、使用人室に行きましょう。
Jessica continued to curse Aunt Eva as her parents murdered her. Seeing that Aunt Eva couldn't conceal her trembling at the fact that she had pulled the trigger, even if it had been an accident.
私のせいじゃないわよ。あの子が
I mean, in a scaffold, it can happen also by mistake, so it is kind of reasonable. Still.
私は殺してなんかないわよ。それより、ジョージ
Oh
は
no.
誰が殺したの？
Yeah.
そうよ。ジョージは誰が殺したのよ。私は悪くない。私は悪くない。
待てよエヴァおばさん、一人になるな。
Of course. I don't know if it was Aunt Eva's, if what we called Aunt Eva couldn't bear a mistake, or if she'd given up control of her body to anger at the person who had killed her only son, or if it was both of those mixed all together. At any rate, she ran out in the corridor, yelling, fearful and screaming. I was also worried about Jessica's condition, but right then I couldn't leave Aunt Eva alone. I mean, at least Jessica's with Nanjo, who is a doctor, so it is something. Why would she go off on her own in this mansion of all places? Is she suicidal? So Nanjo took Jessica towards the seventh room. Just after Aunt Eva dashing into the depths of the mansion. After sitting Jessica on the servant room bed, Nanjo told her several times not to touch her eyes and examine the affected area. The barrel had probably been near her eyes. It was a possibility that the flame from the discharge had injured her corneas. Ah, okay, yeah. It was no threat to her life, but it would probably be necessary to take her to a doctor as soon as possible. Nanjo applied emergency first aid, covering the affected area with gauze and wrapping it with a bandage. As a result, Jessica completely lost her field of vision.
いいですかな。傷が痛んだりうずいたりするでしょうが、明日になったらすぐに眼科の先生のところへ行きましょう。
あいつめ、本当は私を殺すつもりだ。ほんのちょっと角度が悪かったら。
Yeah, that is true.
絶対にあいつを警察へ突き出し。
エヴァさんはそんなことはします。あれは事故です。
Are you sure about that, Nanjo? Are you completely sure about that, Nanjo?
事故なもんか。あいつが父さんと母さん。この島には19人目も魔女もいるわけがない。あいつが全てのゲストハウスの1階にはあいつだけがいた。父さんと母さんを殺し、それを見てしまったジョージ兄さんも口封じに殺した小さまや使用人の人たちだってそうさ。
もしそうならば、警察が調べればすぐにわかる。警察はすごいですぞ。鑑識の手にかかれば、私たちは誰かを疑う。全て警察が解決してくれ。だからジェシカさんは今は体を休め、目を楽にする。あまり眉間にシワを寄せては、目にはもちろん美容にもよくありませんぞ。
Nanjo,
Just-
lead.
Well, in the probably seeing just to calm her down, probably.
Probably.
When Jessica Booz of Eva had screamed like had reached a crescendo, she actually had started glaring instinctively, and the pressure of her eyes had hurt her. Jessica herself realized that the more she told, the more the wounds would hurt, and regardless of whether she'd overcome her suspicion of Eva, she regained her composure for the time being.
あいつが殺したんだ。父さんや母さんもシャノンやカノン君。
She had kind of been killed in the chapel. Jessica still hadn't seen his face after he had died. Jessica was now less fearful about the fact she was blinded, and more frightened that the police could carry Cannon's body away while she still couldn't see. And that she would have to say her final farewell without being able to look at his face. Her anger at the culprit and her sadness at the death of the person she'd liked. Those mixed emotions started her crying, but right now the tears were actually painful for her, so she wasn't even permitted to leisurely remember his face in bygone days. Jessica could do nothing but sit on the bed and let her head droop, withstanding the pain.
さて、今度はエヴァさんの方が気に病まれていなければいいのですが。
Doesn't Jesse calm down for the time being and let him out the side. He stuck his head out into the hallway to look for any sign of others coming back. Of course. Then their eyes met. Nanjo, unable to understand who this person was bewildered for an instant.
視力を失った人間って反魔法力も対魔法抵抗力もゼロになるんです。つまり今のあんたはアイソレーテッドポーン。
Isolated
意味がわかる
porn.
かしら。
なんですと？
Nanjo had no way of understanding who the person in front of him was, much less what she had just said.
南條先生、どうしたんです？
Unable to see, Jessica had to rely on voices alone to make out the situation. But since she heard Nanjo say something in an uneasy tone, she tightened up, thinking that something bad might have happened.
やめてくれ。殺さないでくれ。
See, grandchild? Okay, this is the first time we heard.
ここでは死ねんのだ。頼む。見逃してくれ。
南條先生、南條先生。
Jessica couldn't do anything except call out for a mere bed. Judging by the tone of his voice, Nanjo was in the corridor confronting someone, and he was scared. His life must have been threatened just a second ago.
よせ。やめろ。
第9の晩に魔女は蘇り、誰も生き残れはし。
The witch pointed at the end of the gold staff at Nanjo. I thought the laugh was over. Even though he didn't know what she was planning to do, Nanjo assumed that she must try to take his life.
南條先生、南條先生。そこに返事をしろよ。
やめてくれ。
Bang!
I think this is the first time that we actually hear Nanjo screaming like that.
Yeah. Sharp sound echoed, and just as sharply the tip of the golden staff tapered and stretched slightly into Nanjo's forehead. Jessica could only try to grasp what was happening with her ears, and had no clue what was going on. But even so, he was able to realize that with that sound, Nanjo died. Where is Nanjo?
And
There
next
we
to
go.
Eva.
I found it. Any physician Nanjo, his car was found in a hallway in front of the mentioned separate room. The weapon used on him was soon to be a gun or spear-shaped object. Just a little longer, he'd probably have managed to return alive. However, in the very end, the witch did not permit that. Not that I wasn't expecting something different. Welcome back. And she could tell that that person was now in the corridor, right in front of the servant room. Furthermore, since she couldn't see, she wouldn't be able to run away, much less resist. Knowing that she was a mouse in a trap, and in a life or death situation, Jessica shuddered.
ああ、ジェシカ。かわいそうにね。目を怪我しちゃったのね。なら、あなたは逃げることもできないわね。今から南條の死体でたっぷり遊ぶわ。それに飽きたら、次はあなたを殺してたっぷり遊んであげる。いいえ。せっかく目が見えないんだもの。殺してからだけじゃない。殺す前にもたっぷり遊んであげるわね。
Eh?
そこでしばらく震えながら待ってなさいね。南條の死体で私がどんな風に遊ぶのかをたっぷり想像しながら。
Christian was struck with fear and let out a shrill scream. She wanted to scream in a much louder voice, trying to get someone to help her, but she couldn't. When faced with true fear, it closed up a person's throat. Right then, Jessica could barely even breathe. Also, she has asthma. So, that's probably into the mix. She searched around with her hands, trying to find some way to escape. But even though she should have known his room well, just being unable to see made it like a closed room of darkness. She ran into a shelf or something, and things like a candy jar and bottle fell down, hitting her on the head. She was now... It would have been tough for her to even guard her head to block it. She was painfully aware of how powerless humans become just by losing their sense of sight. Of course, she had no time to be impressed by this fact. She crawled around at random, trying to escape from that place. But she kept bumping into things that she didn't understand, getting hit by various filming objects, and it felt like the entire room was alive, bullying her and refusing to let her escape. Then a footstep could be heard from that presence in the hallway, and then a voice. She probably poked her head into the room, suggesting it had been so loud.
賑やかね。レディーならおとなしくベッドに座って待って。令状にふさわしい素敵な真っ赤な死に装束を与えてやるんだから。
Yay.
あなたを見つけた人が失神してしまいそうになるくらいの。
Jessica.
Hmm?
Poor Jessica.
Yeah. Just a second ago she had sworn she'd kill the culprit if she found them. However, she was now very powerless. She couldn't do anything except let out a scream, crawling around on the floor and bumping her head into bed and the legs of desks. In the corridor, as the witch thought of how to talk with Angel's life, a single gold battlefield secretly watched the scene from the corner of the hallway.
I have a little bit of a piece of news.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 hours from now.
The end?
The ending will be 2 hours from now.
Oh, that's a lot of time.
That's a lot, and we could stop.
Here?
I think this is a good place.
Okay.
Yes. I really wished we could get to the end tonight, because I'm scared of something.
Of something?
But of course, I'm not gonna. I know this is so close. In terms of things happening, we are extremely close to the end. But apparently, from here to the actual end, there are 2 hours.
I mean, I don't even know what could happen now, because I thought this was gonna end after these, but apparently not.
Apparently not.
I was expecting an ending right now, basically.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, if I could, I would play tomorrow.
Ah,
This is
okay.
how much I would like to finish this.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, that's okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I would also like to continue, but it is how it is. Okay.
Let's just say that I understand why I played this game every single night for a while up until 4 a.m. when I could.
Oh man, yeah, understandable.
It's basically impossible to stop.
Yeah. No. This was getting very good and very interesting. I understand, but I honestly thought it was gonna be over.
No, same, right? But I don't know why. I thought that this was a little bit shorter than this. I thought that some things were somewhere else or closer.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, you haven't been playing this in a while, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I played it once in 2020, basically.
Yeah.
Between 2020 and 2021.
So yeah, it's like 4 years. So yeah, understandable. Okay.
But I promise you, it's gonna be worth it.
That's okay. It's always worth it. The writing of this thing is awesome. I don't know. We just had a conversation today about writings in a series and stuff, and honestly, this is just to be
very good writing,
talking
right?
about it. This is gold. I mean,
there's
just to be in
theme,
theme, just to be in theme. Of course, this is gold. This is literally gold. And there's a stuff that comes out more recent that is awful, honestly. And this, I don't see why they don't do like movies out of this, because it could be very possible. It could honestly be possible to do live action movies about this, because it's not that much strange. You could do effect on that. I know there's an anime.
Also, there's a stage play about Umineko.
Oh, a stage play could be very cool to watch.
They did a stage play of this as well.
I wonder if there's is this like recording or stuff.
Questions only. I think questions only, unfortunately.
The stage of the Golden Witch. That could actually be cool to watch. A stage could This is very theatrical. It could really work as a stage.
You have no idea.
It could really, really work as a stage. It's very, very theatrical. Now that I think about it, I think there's some inspiration by classic Japanese theater in the writing. It could be. Because, as I told you many other times, there's many things in common with Japanese dramas that also comes from Japanese classic theaters like Kabukis and No and others. Even Kamen Rider comes out of that, and Tokusatsu in general, they comes out of that type of theaters. I think the big way of telling it could be heavily inspired by that.
I see.
I cannot guarantee it, but for what I can see, I think there's a inspiration about that stuff, probably.
I will see you in chapter 8.
Of course. Of course. By the way, this is literally very theatrical. I could see it in a play on like a theater and on a stage and stuff. It could really work.
So,
okay.
Don't really need to wait for a full week to.
Yep, we do. Okay, everyone. What do you have to say before we go, Offie?
This is pain.
This is pain. Life is pain. When's your next stream?
Speaking about pain, my next stream is gonna be in 2 days. It's gonna be Silent Hill F.
Yeah. Speaking about Ryukishi, Nades, you cannot post a link in chat, but if you want to show me something, there's a Discord that you can join. You can post stuff in there, the link in there and everything else. And I'll make sure to also share with Ovi if you want. If you type !Discord, you get a link. It's just a command. It should be in the title, I think. I don't know, but if you want, you could do that. By the way, your next stream is gonna be, when did you say it? Sorry, I was confused, distracted.
2 days. 2 days.
2 days. The link to the stage is I will not watch them because I'm afraid of spoilers, but I will be sure to keep them there in 2 days. What you gonna do?
Yeah, maybe Silent Hill F.
Silent Hill F. I am also gonna do that, same thing.
Oh my god. You're slightly ahead of me. Just like
Yeah, I'm in New Game Plus, and I'm
also last time I almost rage quitted.
Yeah, but I told you that is not probably the best part of the game, but it's very long. But I told you it is how it works for horrors like that. Oh,
Yeah.
ready rank from Tori. Hi Tori, we were just gonna about to end. Sorry about that.
Oh, no.
Sorry about that.
Hi, yes,
Thank you for the ready rank, but we were just gonna end. Welcome everybody. I'm PixelBit and this one up here is Sophie. We're also gonna end the stream in like 2 minutes. Sorry about
Oh,
it.
I mean, we can avoid going to sleep and just continue until we finish the chapter.
It's not like we have to wake up. We both of us have to wake up early in the morning tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I do have work. Do you?
Yeah.
We can't.
I'll give you a shout out
God
on Twitch story in the meantime.
I wish I could find an excuse that's enough for us to stay and just play for 2 more hours, but
Yeah. Can have by going ballerina cappuccino. What? What do
I
you
don't
mean?
know.
What do you mean? Why the Italian brain rot now all of a sudden? I thought those things were old memes now by now.
No, I don't.
Ballerina
Unfortunately,
cappuccina.
I have some not a great piece of news for you.
I honestly, nobody wants the cars anymore.
No, those are not as popular anymore.
No, everybody at the beginning they wanted, or everybody wanted them. Now nobody wants them anymore. By the way, thank you everyone for being here. Very gal, thank you.
No, the live is ending. No.
Yeah, the live is ending. Next stream is gonna be in 2 days for me as well for Offie. We're actually gonna play the same thing, but in 2 different timelines. Let's say, because it's 2 different games, and I'm in New Game Plus, and she still have to finish the first thing. The first one. So thank you for being here. I'll see you in a bit in a PixelBit, and have a good rest of the day. Good night. Bye bye.